and welcome everybody to I'll Hang Up and Listen, brought to you by Fatty Beer Company, Western New York's premier market and tap room with over 300 beers to choose from at 6 different Western New York locations. If you need a beer, make sure you make it a fatty beer and let them know Two Goalies, One Mic sent you. I am Duane, joined here by Chris Maz from the Step Brothers podcast. The Florida Panthers have won back-to-back Stanley Cups, and to add insult to injury, to rub salt in the wound, Sam Reinhart has scored both of those cup runs, cup clinching goals, with a 4-goal performance tonight. And
tying Maurice Rocket Richard with that 4-goal performance.
Yes, back in 57. So, which is an insane, historic. He's having a Hall of Fame career in Florida. Put it that way. Like the way he's been playing. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Your thoughts immediately, Matt, before we get to mine. I'll let you have the floor here.
So, like you said, you hate to see Sam Reinhart once again just steal away all like the hopes and dreams of Sabres fans. But again, like all things aside with that, let's focus more on like the game at hand here. Great for the Panthers. I mean, you don't see many dynasties too much in the NHL in this day and age, especially with the way the salary cap is set up. I mean, they're going to be equipped to handle another run like this next year easily. I mean, yes, they'll have to potentially try and navigate Sam Bennett. I know Aaron Ekblad is up as well for a contract. Who knows what's going to happen with Brad Marchand, but most of the other pieces of that team are already locked in for a long period of time. And I mean, Florida looks like they're going to be inevitable for some time now. As far as the Oilers side of things, I mean, I know a couple of weeks ago when I was on, I was talking, hoping to see Jeff Skinner being able to hoist that cup, but the other Skinner, on the other hand, Stuart Skinner might be old Yellard by the time they make their way back to Alberta, the Oilers.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I had to bring out a full screen here.
No, you're good.
It's crazy, man. Like, and I hate because I'm a goalie, but like, you can't you want Skinner to have a better game here, but you didn't score any goals. You didn't score. Like, your season was on the line. You had to win to force the game 7, and you didn't score, Chris. So, like, it's hard to blame Stuart Skinner. Granted,
right.
Yeah, you wish you would have played better in other games, like, game 4, but you came back and won that game anyway. Or was it game 5? It was game 4.
It was game 4, yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's other times in this series you wish you may have gotten a save, but when it counted, you didn't show up for your goalie,
Right.
Even if you want to throw blame at him for some of the goal, at least the one off the rebound, and I would say the first Reinhart goal, I thought he was off his angle. Like, you did not show up for your goaltender. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You did not show up for your goaltender tonight.
No, not one bit. I mean, you saw McDavid have a couple like almost highlight reel plays, but I mean, the classic line of almost counts on only horseshoes and hand grenades. And the closest one I think he had was that feed to Corey Perry. I mean, that guy's ultimate curse with having 5 Stanley Cup losses now at this point in time. But I think that was probably the closest chance they had all night for getting on the board when it mattered. They at least have some level of momentum. But yeah, the last couple of games, there were no-shows in the offensive zone. Their forecheck, I mean, in the beginning of the game looked a little bit more aggressive when they were still in it, like when it was only like 1-0, even 2-0. But I mean, they relied too heavily on the McDavid-Draisaitl combo, and the lack of depth for the Oilers was showing. I mean, nobody else showed up for them.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Sorry, I'm just fixing one of our tweets from earlier.
They're good.
My bad. I could have sworn Chad Ruedl's name was on the cup from 2017, but apparently it's not. I sent out a tweet earlier about the former Sabres whose names are on the cup. I guess I was wrong. So it's 11 former. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of the former Sabres that are on the books that won cup. But regardless, between all of them, I think it's 11 total Stanley Cups.
And it stings every other year. Every year, it stings a little bit more.
It's insanity. Your thoughts on that? Just kind of being the farm club for Stanley Cup teams like Vegas. Most obviously, notably, the most players would be Florida, and just how much does this hurt? And has Sam Reinhart, granted, you know how good of a player Jack Eichel is, has the Sam Reinhart trade ended up being more costly for Buffalo? And the jury, I honestly, no, it's not jury. Not He won 2 cups of Florida.
Right.
I mean, I still believe that we have a franchise goalie in Levi. I think Kulik was the pick we used.
Yes, because it was the last pick that they got. It was the 28th overall pick.
Yes,
they went far that season, but they got eliminated.
Players, but it's hard to look at that trade and not feel worse about that trade than right now in the Jack Eichel.
Short of them winning a cup in the next few years, I mean, Levi could be a Vezina winning goalie, and it still won't match up to that level of the trade. I mean, yes, it would be great to have that level of goaltender on the Sabres. I mean, but obviously still got to see probably more development out of Levi before we even get anywhere close to that conversation. But again, like you were saying, like Reinhart's got the scoreboard hands down at this point. He's got 2 cups. I mean, heck, he's got it over the Jack Eichel right now. That trade, I still think, is still in better shape at the moment. I mean, Peyton Krebs has turned into a solid depth forward. Alex Tuck, he was getting Selke votes this year. Oslin, I mean, jury's still out on him. I mean, he's still looking pretty promising. But again, I mean, Eichel's got the hardware. So, I mean, like we were already talking about before, it stings more and more every year. But I mean, just the level of consistency around them that they couldn't put in front of those players. I mean, you can go back as far as Ryan O'Reilly. Hell, you could even say Zach Bogosian, who didn't exactly like being sent down to Rochester and made his way to Tampa Bay for one of their cups. I mean, keep the list going. Evan Rodriguez, Kulikov.
Kulikov is 2 now.
Yep. I mean, Okposo last year. I mean, it's just brutal. You hate to see it. I mean, the talent was there on the team several times already. I mean, we would just love to be able to just sniff a first-round exit, even if they were swept at this point. That would have just at least get the monkey off their back. But, I mean, just to see, just almost like you see that Simpsons meme, like, stop, he's already dead. Like, the Sabres just continue to live that with every single Stanley Cup winner.
It's crazy. I don't, it's just wild when you look at the roster from, honestly, even the 2 years probably before both those deals are made, Reinhart and Eichel, when we traded them away. Like, it is just honestly mind-blowing that those teams couldn't figure it out for at least one playoff run. Not one. I know goaltending was a big issue, and, you had Robin Leonard dealing with his issues off the ice, which obviously affected his performance on the ice. You thought you had your goalie there, then you didn't. You had your carousel of goaltenders throughout that. You're never good enough defensively, but the offensive side was always there. And just the fact that, and even those years we weren't paying those guys a lot of money. We just weren't. I would like to look back at those years and just see how far off the cap we were. Because it is mind-blowing that those teams, when you're paying those players on entry-level contracts, that they couldn't figure it out, Chris.
It's, like you said, maddening. I mean, all we can hope now, I mean, the draft is around the corner, free agency right after that. I mean, we can only pray at this point as Sabres fans and followers and those who create content for the team. We can only pray at this point that Jarmo Kekalainen is having at least somewhat of a positive influence on Kevin Adam to be aggressive and make the moves that finally need to be done. I mean, if they do end up making some of these trades, like you see a lot rumored now that even the 2 goalies one mic platform has reported as well, like including Peterka. You could talk about Byram, which has been talked about several times already. Even Owen Power's name is getting circulated around. I think the Alex Tuck rumors have kind of died down. Sounds like that one's a little bit more favorable for the Sabres at this point for being able to resign him. But, I mean, if you're trading any of those guys, I mean, the biggest thing is you need to have the return to get the NHL-level talent back. I mean, prospects are great. We've had them for so long. You've been one of the highest rated prospect pools for some time now. Now they're middle of the pack after a time has passed, but still, you can only just hope and pray for the prospects to finally come to fruition for so long. I mean, we've been doing that for years now. So, I mean, could not be more of a pivotal offseason for the Sabres front office.
Yeah. In a year where I would assume that, and who knows, maybe I have to assume that Bowen Byram is gone, given the role he wants to play compared to the role that he's going to be given here in Buffalo, and on top of that, the salary he's going to demand. I genuinely don't think Alex Tuch is going anywhere. He needs to be number one priority come July 1st. Like, that guy, if the message is, we want players that want to be here, then that guy, if you lose that guy, it's very hard. It's going to make it that much harder, in my opinion, to get other players to want to play here.
The team already has.
Doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, the team already has a scarlet letter upon it already. I mean, him leaving would be the ultimate, I don't want to use the phrase disrespect because that's already there. I mean, that would just be the ultimate just sign of just incompetence. I mean, insert your negative connotation word here, and with Alex Tuch potentially being gone.
I couldn't agree with you more. We'll get back to Sam Reinhart too here. Wayne Gretzky the other last week, going on record saying he is like one of the most intelligent players he's ever seen play the game. I mean, how much is he really? I'm really honestly at a loss for words.
Mm-hmm.
I tweeted it out. I don't think I've ever had a non-Sabres game suck the life out of me more than that game tonight.
Yeah, I mean, talking more about Gretzky, if you saw or listened to the TNT broadcast during the Cup ceremony, the award ceremony right there, he was talking about Sam Reinhart when he played against Reinhart's father, Paul Reinhart, and how he met Sam as a young kid, and as he was making his way up the ranks through junior hockey. And here he is today, now a two-time Stanley Cup champion, two-time game-winning goal in the Stanley Cup, named to Team Canada for the Four Nations face-off, and now for the 2026 Olympics. I mean, it's just shocking to know, and just shocking just to think, he just started his career here in Buffalo. And then I think I saw Joe Marino, formerly of the Charging Buffalo, kind of make the repost of just the contract that we gave to him, one of those bridge deals. It's just and we only signed him to that period of time when he genuinely wanted to be in Buffalo for long term. And just the fact that they couldn't get any deal like that over the finish line. I mean, say what you will about multiple different regimes, just not being able to pull that off. Because that was between, obviously, Tim Murray was the one that drafted him, but Bottrell being the one to create one of those bridge deals, and Kevin Adams just ultimately letting him go. I mean, not for nothing, obviously, just because we talked about between Yuri Kulik and Devin Levi at this point. But again, like you said, like we were talking about already, the scoreboard is in Florida's in Sam Reinhart's favor, very much so. But knowing the fact that he wanted to be there, the story has been told plenty about Jack Eichel. He wanted out, but Reinhart was willing to stay, and they wanted, and they still chose to do that. He was not giving off any negative bad vibes, at least from what I remember about around the time when Don Granato had taken over as interim coach. But at this, he was even celebrated in the locker room towards the end of that season, as he was easily their best point producer, because at that point Eichel was already on injured reserve. Taylor Hall was gone. I mean, they had done the damage that year, getting themselves in the basement that season. That was the Owen Power draft year. And again, the fact that they could have had him, it just shows just the amount of ineptitude that has plagued the Sabres and their executives for so long. And just knowing that it was a player who truly just wanted to be there. Again, can't just be lamenting over and over. Got to continue to look forward. But how can you not when the team is currently where they're at now, 14 years running?
Yep. And Jason Botterill, the guy who just got a new GM job, is now is the guy responsible, honestly, for the whole Reinhart thing.
Yeah, because it was a two-year bridge deal, then a 1 year right after that, correct?
Yep, and he wasn't willing to commit to him long term. And I mean, And I remember the Beyond Blue and Gold after he was traded. Some people don't remember this, but Sam Reinhart called Kevin Adams 24 hours later to apologize that how things didn't work out in Buffalo and how he felt bad, how he genuinely felt bad, and like he wanted it to work here.
Right.
And I remember watching that, and because I was an Eichel defender throughout the whole thing. You know what I mean? Even after the trade, even though there were some things that he did that really pissed me off, like the interview with Elliot Friedman in his backyard right after the trade, where he admitted to requesting that. Remember the rumor that went around from Elliot Friedman that Eichel requested a trade that I think was debunked by local media, and then it turned out to be true. He admitted it in that interview with Elliot, and then it caused us during obviously the COVID years to go sign when players like Verhaeghe and Anthony Duclair were signing for like 1 year, $1 million. We paid Taylor Hall $8 million for 1 year and gave him a full no move clause. Like, it's literally just, it's so disheartening. Because I defended Eichel through all that, and then it took those comments after the game to really push me over the ledge with him. But like, Reinhart never acted like that. He wanted to be here. He was always consistent.
He was a consummate professional the whole way through, and especially like you said with that phone call he had with Kevin Adams afterward. I mean, even like I think to this day he would still speak just positive of like his personal time in Buffalo. Correct me if I'm wrong. He met, I think, his now wife in Buffalo. Is that correct?
Pardon?
And he met his now wife because he just got married.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe he did here in Buffalo.
So, I mean, obviously, a lot of positive things to come out of his experience there, both on and off the ice. So, I mean, kudos to Sam Reinhart. I mean, just at the same time, just being the goal scorer that he turned into, like he always like was right around that 25, 30 goal mark for Buffalo. But I mean, but when he exploded last year and even this year, I mean, it just at least from our perspective, we could still admire the player and respect the player.
I agree. Do you have any final thoughts? I mean, we're trying to keep this short tonight.
Oh, sure.
Any final thoughts on this season, on seeing Florida win back-to-back cups, seeing Evan Rodriguez, Sam Reinhart, and Kulikov lift another cup? I mean, not Kulikov. It's not like Kulikov bothers us, but would have loved to have him on the Sabres still.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, just I don't even know how to feel anymore. It's a numbing thing, and this offseason, I think it's going to make or break a lot of Sabres fans.
It really will.
You can't do this offseason what you did last offseason. You just can't. You cannot have the same offseason. After Sabres fans were just put through that again. Granted, I get it. It's not all on Kevin Adams. It's not. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt that he would have locked up Sam Reinhart to a long-term deal, that he wouldn't have, dicked him around the way Jason Botterill did. And we don't even know if that was all on Jason Botterill. It could have been even above him. Could have been Terry. We don't know. But given all of that, you can't have that same offseason. You have to spend to the cap. There are no excuses. I mean, I know this UFA class isn't going to be as sexy as we had all hoped. Granted, no matter what, you're going to have to overpay even average players to come here. I know Mitch Marner's leading the way. We'll see what Brad Marchand decides to do. I think Sam Bennett is staying put in Florida personally. I personally think they might find a way to keep both Ekblad and Bennett just based off the fact that it's a tax-free state. And, I mean, look at Reinhart. He signed for probably less than what he would have gotten on the market to stay there because making whatever he's making there.
I think it's $8.5 annually.
It's probably like making 10 in Buffalo. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like there's no excuses. You have to, if you're going to overpay. Buy out Matthias Samuelsson. What are we doing with him? We're going to keep waiting. We're going to hope for another season of maybe he gets back to where he was that first year with Dahlin and hope to God that he stays healthy. No, I'm not going to do that again this year. We can't do that again this year. I refuse to sit through another season of that. You have to spend money. You have to. maybe you offer Brad Marchand $8 million for 2 years for 16. You know what I mean?
I would personally, honestly love that just because
he
has been. He would be something so needed for the Sabres. I mean, you're talking about Sam Bennett earlier. I mean, him hoisting that Conn Smythe I posted in our group chat, his price tag is only going up. I mean, if, say, he does want to stay in Florida just for the sake of continuity and just having still that the chance to still win another cup instead of getting paid, like, all the power to him. Like, he can do what he wants with free agency at that point. But, I mean, for those teams that really want to try and sign Marchand, sign Bennett, sign Aaron Ekblad, any of those guys, teams got to show their wallets. They got to be ready to pay because those guys love playing for Paul Maurice. They love playing, excuse me, in Florida for those fans. Those fans have started to really show up and show out. I mean, the fact that we already mentioned that it's an income tax-free state, that doesn't hurt their chances of staying in Florida either, like you already touched upon. But I mean, like we already said a few times before, like Sabres need to spend. The fact that they haven't done so the last few years, I mean, been counted on countless platforms, not only ours, and anywhere you see, read, hear. Like, if they don't find a way to spend or have this be one of the most pivotal off seasons of like the team's history, then it's going to be some very dire times come, like, let's just say by next season, if nothing has really happened. Like, even if they're still like, they're in the hunt by the time spring rolls around next year. Or like I said before, like if I don't even care if they're swept, just get the monkey off your back and you're swept in the first round. Like just the fact that you got there, you gave playoff hockey back to the city, to the fan base. I mean, that's everything right there.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I don't know, man. The draft is, I think it's the 27th.
Yep. Free agency July 1st.
After that, on July 1st. A really big 2 weeks for this organization.
For sure. Hey, trades could be happening now, and no reason why they can't be. Re-signings can happen very soon as well. So, like, no reason why the phones can't be working. So, Yarmo, GMKA, you know what to do. Make it happen.
It's always going to be in my DNA that being a fan of this team. Everybody knows that, but loving them is like getting so hard to do after nights like this. It really, really is. So, they haven't broken me, you know, but if I have to sit through 15 years of no playoffs, I mean, I might clear off the back wall here and just, I don't know.
Combine it with the Bills, 17 years, that's 31 years of futility. Gotta love it.
This is worse than the Bills drought.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Like, the Bills always had a chance. They kept your hopes up all the way through, like, even towards the end of the season. There was a couple of years they were beyond the in the hunt graphic.
They were always in the hunt. No doubt about it. Always, always, always in the hunt. And, and Sabres have been in the hunt one time, I think, maybe twice.
Right.
In years. I just can't anymore with this hockey team. So that's all I got. Panthers win back-to-back cups. Sam Bennett, the Conn Smythe again. I don't think he leaves Florida. I think they might try and find a way to hold on to Ekblad too. You know what I mean? I think guys will sign for less with the hope to be part of a dynasty. You know, it's not often that comes around in hockey. I think the last time might have been, when was the last time we had back-to-back winners? Was it Pittsburgh maybe?
Pittsburgh, yes.
For Pittsburgh, you know what I mean? It's the opportunity to be part of a dynasty. You know, guys might be willing to sign for less. I mean, shit, there's no way Brad Marchand's retiring just because the Olympics are next year, and I don't think he's going to give up the chance to play on the Olympic hockey team.
Especially after it's been gone for so long.
Yeah, you know what I mean. That's why Ovechkin is going to play next year, is because he's going to want. He's been very vocal about wanting to play for Team Russia. So, I don't know, man. I would love to see Brad Marchand in a Sabres jersey.
Overpay. That's like a player like him or of his caliber. Mentioned Bennett as well.
I don't care if he's 37 years old. I do not care. Just what he would bring to that room and on the ice.
Exactly. The veteran leadership.
It's not like we signed Eric Johnson. You know what I mean? It's not. That's not it. Because Eric Johnson was legitimately at the end of his rope. You know what I mean? Like
completely washed.
To offer. But Brad Marchand, who could still contribute, I think he had was almost a point a game player in the playoffs. A guy who can just go out there, instigate, defend, that's the guy, it's almost like that Reve situation that if you're a team where you don't really have a set captain, if Dahlin wasn't here, if you just traded away your captain and you didn't have a captain, Brad Marchand's a guy literally could not even play a single game for your team and you could throw the C on his chest.
No, easily.
That's that. And I know the chances of him wanting to come here are slim to none. But maybe we've talked about in the Mitch Marner conversation, you sell him on, if you get this team over the hump, you have already won 2 cups. You've already accomplished everything you could possibly ever dreamed of in the NHL. What an accomplishment! They would build a statue of you.
Oh, for sure. I mean, all those years of hating him would be out the window. All the years of hating him would be gone.
They would give the guy the key. They'd give him the TO treatment for 1 year. You know what I mean? Get the key to the city. They got this team to the playoffs. No doubt about it. They'd call up TO and ask for it back, and we're going to give it to Brad Marchand. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously he's not the only key to making that happen, but there's other pieces you need. But I don't know, man. I don't know what Kevin Adams has up his sleeve. All I know is I would feel a lot more confident. Well, again, I've said it since they hired him. I think Jarmo Kekalainen is almost like a silent GM for this team.
Yeah, and maybe Dwight Schrute, Eric Stahl will actually convince a player or two to come here. So we'll see. That'd
be great. That would be fantastic. But that's all for this, end of the 2024-2025 NHL season, the final I'll hang up and listen for the season. Brought to you by Fatty Beer Company, Western New York's premier market and tap room with over 300 beers to choose from at 6 different Western New York locations. If you need a beer, make sure you make it a Fatty Beer. And if you've enjoyed our videos all season long, whether it's an episode of Two Goalies on a Mic or a post game, I'll hang up and listen. Do us a favor. If you're watching on Facebook, share it, like it, comment. Same thing on Twitter or X, formerly Twitter. Share it, comment, like. We always appreciate the feedback. But most importantly, if you're watching on YouTube, can you please make sure you subscribe, hit that little bell icon so you know when we go live. Hammer the like button. It helps us a lot with the algorithm. So if you're watching right now on YouTube, hit that like button, subscribe. I'll hang up and listen. We'll talk to you probably fairly soon ahead of the draft. And as always, go Sabres.
Go Sabres.